true believers. Welcome back. Damn, am I shrinking? What the hell? I feel like I'm shrinking. Is it? Is it true? The older you get, the only thing that keeps growing on your body is your ears. I think so, and everything else starts to. I don't want to think about that. No. Anyway, this is probably going to be a long video because I really need to put all this stuff away. It is October, and I need to bring out some of my monster and horror stuff. So, happy Halloween, everybody. Starting with, let's go over here. A few weeks ago, my son and I went to a place in Niagara Falls called the Comic Cafe, and it's all comic book related, of course. And in the back, he has this display. He doesn't have as many books. I don't think he does it anymore. I don't know if he still collects, but he doesn't have as many books as he had when I first went there a few years ago. So I went over, took a walk, and said, "No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it." And after we ordered our food and everything, I went back and took another look and said, "Okay, I got to do it." So I picked this up, and I got a great deal. The only thing is, it's missing the centerfold, but it's the first. Actually, it's my second issue. This is an upgrade from the issue that I have. I mean, 3.5. First Poison Ivy, freaking awesome. Oh yeah. And trying to catch up on some of my Atlas comics because I know I have most of them, and, and a few of them I only have like issue number one of a few of the titles, but which includes the Scorpion. The Scorpion only went 3 issues, and it's a Howard Chaykin creation, and they wouldn't allow him to have his creative rights. So I think he only did 1 issue, if I remember correctly. And but he did the art cover. He was the writer. Then they brought in Ernie Colin for cover for issue number 2. And along with this, okay, Howard Chaykin did do the art on the inside, but the inks for this were done by Bernie Wrightson, Mike Kaluta, and Walt Simonson. Howard Chaykin, Ernie Colin, Bernie Wrightson, Mike Kaluta, Walt Simonson. I mean, how many great names can you have on one friggin' book? That's blew me away. I love it. And then he left. And now we bring in the Gollum. Gollum? And the cover is by Jim Craig. He's from 1975. And the inks were done by Jim Mooney. Very cool. So now I have 2 copies of number 1, but at least now I have all 3 issues. So that's pretty cool. Excited about that. And I went to Hip Comics and I was just looking around. I was looking to pick up some more Dells. My favorites are the Dell movie and the TV comics and stuff like that. And I saw this title and I had never heard of it before. And then when I saw a cover of issue number 2, I'm going, what the hell is this? I'd never heard of it. It's from 1969, 70. It's called The New People. It was a TV show also. It ran, excuse me, 1 season. And they were marooned on an island in a plane crash. And they strive to start a new type of civilization. It's sort of like an adult version of oh crap, I can't remember the name of it, where the kids were marooned and they tried to establish their own form of government or whatever it was. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. But they became cannibals, the kids. And was the art is by Frank Springer. I never heard of this. I just picked it up out of curiosity. And this is from December 1969. The series ran in 1969 and ran 17 episodes. So if any of you have ever heard of New People, I'd be very curious to think about what you think about it. If any of you know about it. So it only ran two. It only went two issues. So you got issue number one, and then the TV show starred people like Zoe Hall, Jill Jaracz, Peter Rathrie, Dennis Olivieri, Tiffany Bolin, and David Moses. The only name I really recognized was Tiffany Bolin. So, photo cover of the New People. Not familiar with it at all. I picked up a couple of facsimiles. Detective Comics number 58. I don't know why I got two, but I mean, they're true to the original book, but they're different size, and the printing, the inks, the colors are a little bit more vibrant than on the original paper back in the 40s. But these facsimile books are really good to pick up. And of course, I had to get Batman number one. Goes along with my Detective Comics 27. Oh, yeah, I'll do this one. And this is a Detective Comics number 306 from 1962. It is the first appearance of Professor Arnold Hugo. And the cover art is by Sheldon Moldoff. Writer was Bill Finger. And it also has a Martian Manhunter story on the inside. Jesus, look at the size of that guy's head. And isn't this over here? Isn't this what's his name from Futurama? And Black Knight number one. The art is just beautiful on this book. It's the facsimile reprint, and it's from May 1955. The cover is by Joe Manilli, and the writer is Stan Lee. Joe Manilli had a very short career, but he did a lot of work. He was killed, unfortunately, at the age of 32 while riding a commuter train back home. Him and a couple other guys went out after work, had a couple of drinks, and while riding on the train, he stepped in between. Back in those days, you didn't have those partitions. You just had a chain to keep you from falling over. And he went outside to have a cigarette and lost his balance or whatever and fell off the train and was killed instantly. That's terrible. But if you ever see the cover of Yellow Claw number one, that was October 1956. He did the cover of Yellow Claw number one. And I got this just for the hell of it because I already have the original, so hey, why not? Conan the Barbarian. It's better than Conan the Dishwasher. And something really weird. Didn't even know I had this book. I was pulling boxes out and rearranging and looking for titles that I know didn't belong in the box because I just stuffed them in there. And I found this. It's Joker number one, signed by Neal Adams. Now, I honestly do not know how long I've had this. And I honestly forgot that I did have it. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but when I saw that, I nearly pooped myself. Joker number one, Neal Adams. Damn, Shazam. And the new Creepshow is out, volume two. So I just got a couple of covers. This is a Becky Cloonan cover. Or no, man, I gotta freaking do something with this freaking light. There we go. But this one. Number two should be out already, I think. And then I got, oh no, this is the Becky Cloonan cover. What am I talking about? This is cover B, and this is cover A. Cover is done by Gilliam March. And Jerry Art is Garth Ennis. So I'm looking forward to this run. I think it's a 6-issue run, I think. Picked up another Ice Cream Man. Boy, this is a disturbing book. From Image Comics. This is issue number 23. I'm trying to complete it. I'm getting a little bit. I've only read a couple of issues because I want to try and catch up to at least getting maybe the first 25, 28 issues. I think it's up to issue 36 or something like that. Or it may have been canceled already. I don't know. But Ice Cream Man. Whew, and Lock and Key. Joe Hill. Stephen King's kid. The writer. Lock and Key, number 1. Where am I? And of course, you had to get Huckleberry Hound Dog with Trixie and Pixie. And this one is this is issue number 1050 from 1959. Artist is Harvey Eisenberg. And he did a lot of these, he did a lot of animation stuff, including comic books. They include Tom and Jerry, Yogi Berra, the Flintstones. Did a lot of animation layouts. Huckleberry, this is a really nice copy, too. See, I was looking for my Dell books. And probably, but growing up in the 60s. Okay, I'm 73, so I was a teenager in the 60s, between 11 to 19 years old. And every time I saw a comic book that tried to show what kids were like in the 60s, hippies and stuff like that, I had to laugh at them because I didn't know anybody that was actually like that. You know, and Scooter was one of those characters. But I do have a few issues of Swinging Scooter. Cool it, mates. That ghost isn't for real. It's our weird old buddy Malibu. Can't you tell by the spy coat? But I'm right behind you. Oh. Joe Orlando art and Mike Esposito inks. Number 6. Scooter. And two of my favorite books from the 60s. I've always tried to, well, first I'll show you my original copies. These copies I got probably in the mid 70s because when these books came out, I was 11, 12, 13 years old, and paying 25 cents for a book was that's half your allowance right there. If you bought one of these books, you couldn't go to the movies, because movies were 35 cents. You now only get like 50 cent. 50-cent allowance every week. It went up to $1 eventually, but two of my favorite books of all time that helped introduce me to books that were published before I was interested in comic books, and that's the Strange Tales annual number 1. I don't know how long have I been doing this? I still don't know how to set things up. If these will always be in my top 10 books, top 15 at least. Number 1, and then the first team up book. Number 2. Boy, I mean they're complete and everything on the spine here. I think there's no tape on it, but it has tape remnants. And of course, I got these at the Passaic bookstore, probably around 73, 74, something like that. But I've always had these. These are my, like say, original copies. I didn't get them when they came out. I got them back in somewhere between 72 and 74. So, but recently I decided I wanted to upgrade them. So Hip Comics, I mean, what they were selling them for, I was like, are you sure you wouldn't? Sometimes I get a little confused because I really don't pay attention to what a book sells for because I really don't want to know what my collection is worth. I really don't want to know. But sometimes you just got to check once in a while just to see what it is. And then just, oh, okay, if you're going to sell these for these prices, all right, I'm going to get it. So I upgraded both copies. And these are really beautiful. Really nice, tight binding, nice square bounds. Definitely. First team up, a first crossover or whatever. I forget now. But look at that, it's 1963. I was 12, 13 years old when it came out. And Alice Cooper, who's still on tour again, he's got a book coming out, another miniseries, 5, 6 issues is coming out. Comes out this week, as a matter of fact, I think. Uh, so I already pre-ordered my books, so I'll be getting those within a few days. But here's the Marvel Comics of Alice Cooper in Marvel Premiere number 50. I don't get it. All of a sudden, I don't know how to fucking set up it. Alice Cooper. And sorry, but school isn't out anymore. And a few years ago, I don't remember how long ago it was, Captain Strangelove was showing a spectacular collection as always, which always makes me drool. And he was showing some of these, and what this is, it's a uh, it ran 13 issues. This is number 4 from 1955, and the art is by Charles Bureau. This is Popo of the Popcorn Theater, and I think if I remember correctly, it might have been something to do with the Chicago theaters, or I don't know, I don't remember. But when I saw this, I said, "Hey, I remember Captain Strangelove showed these books." So Popo of the Popcorn Theater, number 4, really nice condition too. Really surprised, and it ran, like I said, 13 issues. Very cool. And just recently, I mean, these are books I've picked up over the last 2 months at least. And I'm slowly getting together certain runs, but not all of them, maybe up to a certain issue here and there or whatever. And great TV show from the 60s, A Man from Uncle. And David McCallum just recently passed, played Ilya Kuryakin, along with Robert Vaughn as Napoleon Solo. And he was 90 years old. He had a long, illustrious career. And one of the first things first couple of movies I remember seeing him in was movie Night to Remember. He was in that, but one of the period movies that I like. He was in Billy Budd, played one of the naval officers on the ship. But Man from Uncle, wow, what a show! And this is number 5 from 1966. Man from Uncle, great TV show. If none of you have ever seen it, see if you can find it on YouTube or Fire Stick. If you got Amazon Fire Stick, And this is number 13. I have like 3 or 4 other issues, but these are just ones that I just recently picked up. So, David Callum, thanks for all the great, great stuff. Oh yeah, Twilight Zone, not Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, and also the TV series Invisible Man, which was I really the hell's wrong with me. Another good show. But I remember the Outer Limits one with the expanding head and expanding intelligence. And of course, I am never ever happy unless I get another Three Stooges. Mo Howard, very fine, and Curly Joe DeRita. Would you like to meet you? Come on, give me one. Three Stooges. This is number 14 from 1963. Yeah, and of course, every Saturday, Dr. Silver Age and Salo Forest, Ben, Rod, and Shannon do the show, and some things I forget about. Some things when you Every time they show something, it brings back a memory. Like the Silver Age, which showed his time tunnel, and Land of the Giants at the same time. Irvin Allen Productions. And this is number one from 19. I think it only ran 2 issues. I think, but the cover is by George Wilson. Hey, Mr. Wilson. Time Tunnel number one. And Time Tunnel. This is an awesome cover. We go back to 1944. The Nazis get a second chance. This time, the weapons from the future. This George Wilson. Turok, Phantom. You know, Dr. Solar, Tarzan, Magnus. Did a lot of stuff. And he was also a really good friend of Dennis the Menace. Number two. And just picking up stuff because I really, really love the early issues of Tales of Suspense. I mean, these are a little rough. I mean, it's all by Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby. And this is a Lee and Kirby, number 28 from 1962. It's got a little rough there up in the corner. Looks like it might have been stuck to another book. Number 35. I think I already had this issue, but it's a good price. Couldn't resist. That's definitely a Kirby cover. What's that guy? Heaven help me. No other man can accept this challenge except me. Really? Who the hell are you? The challenge of Sakor. And another Steve Ditko cover featuring Hag, Hunter of Helpless Humans. Number 37. Just a couple of issues shy of the first Iron Man. Awesome. And I did it again. 2 issues of the facsimile Hulk 181. What is wrong here? Jeez, because it has a foil friggin' cover on it. I gotta come up with better lighting. What the hell's going on here? 2 copies. You know what it is? It's a freaking computer screen. Let me try this. No, that don't work either. Let me try this. Oh well. I've only been doing this, 12, 13 years, and I still can't get it right. I think I'm pretty sure we already showed this one, Hulk number 4. Picked it up a few months ago. And my Captain America. Oh, wait a minute, I did show these. Pretty sure. Another copy of Cap 113, Jim Steranko. And I couldn't resist. I had to get 2 more copies of Captain America 100. Oh, come on. Really, what is going on here? You know what the hell with the light? It's annoying the hell out of me. And a book I didn't really know existed very much because I'm a big Turok on Stone fan. I don't remember ever seeing it before. But it's a Turok, and I found that's all reprints. Please. So it's reprints, but it's a giant comic Turok Son of Stone. And when it's got dinosaurs, I'll take it. Trapped inside the Valley of Vines. It's getting a little. It's not so much, showing all this stuff. It's putting it away. And of course, I had to get some Charlton. This cover is like really busy. It's number 6, 1973 of Midnight Tales. There's a lot going on this cover. The Midnight Philosopher and Arachnid in Come Home Children. And the cover is by Wayne Howard, and art is Tom Sutton and Jim Stanton. When I first saw this, I thought it might have been John Severin. There's a lot going on that cover. That's really nice. And another copy that already have this of Conga's Revenge #1. This is reprints from the 1963 series. Covers by Giordano. Conga and Gorgo were really two titles that I was really into in the early '60s after I saw the movie Gargo, and then I found out Conga's Revenge. So glad I got all of those. And catching up on my Haunted. Holy moly. This is Haunted #10. Cover is by Tom Sutton. Man, look at how bright colors on there. Nice. Another Haunted. Covers by Joe Staton, and the inside art is by Steve Ditko. Another busy cover. Number 18. More Haunted. Tom Sutton. Man, Tom Sutton really knew his stuff. Haunted #20 from 1975. Been picking up a lot of Charltons lately. Though I already have a lot of Charltons, I'm still picking up a lot of Charltons. Charlton. That's what's good for you. And then again, Dr. Cellarage and Solidus take up, and you guys did it again to me. 2 books that I never saw before. Or I saw, I just never considered them. It's Charlton Premier presents Unlikely Tales. This Insignificant Man. #4. The cover is by Rocco Mastroserio. Art is by Pat Boyette. Art and Jim Pero and Steve Ditko on the inside. So there's another premieres, a couple other premieres I want to get. Oh wait, it did. This is #1 from August 1967. Cover might be Pat Boyette, but I know he did interior art. I don't know. But you also have writers were Roy Thomas and Dick Giordano, because this is 1967. Thank you, Rod, and thank you, Shannon, for pointing these books out. Ghost Manor, #18. Steve Ditko stuff. 1971, #18. Because when I finish all this stuff, I'm going to pull out some horror stuff because it's October. And it's going to be mostly magazines, I think. Ghostly Tales, #86. Cover is Steve Ditko. Inside is Pat Boyette. I can never get my fingers to do that. And every time I try, it hurts. Oh. Monster Hunters, #1. Beautiful painted cover by Don Newton. Wow. Monster Hunters, #1. Oh, another Ghostly Tales.
Nice bright yellow. Ghostly tales from the haunted house, the timeless desert. Cover by Rocky Mastrosio. And but the young Antonio is Pat Boyette. And this is number 63 from 1967. I apologize because I've been procrastinating, and I don't know why. One of my favorite titles, number 7, Unusual Tales, classic Steve Ditko cover. I mean, God, why don't we have anybody like him anymore? Cover and art. And this is 1957. Wow, classic Ditko. And another Unusual Tales. Unusual. And number 36 from 1962. This is a Dick Giordano cover. And I did find the movie comic. Operation Bikini, 1963. I remember seeing this in the theater. Tab Hunter, Frankie Avalon, Gary Crosby, Jim Backus, the men of Submarine S-240 and Underwater Demolition Team 12 face overwhelming odds somewhere in the Pacific. Operation Bikini, movie classic, 1963, Dell Comics. That's my radio voice. Because I do have a face for radio, don't you think? Yep. Ghost Stories. Boy. Dell Comics. Number 17, 1967. Frank Springer. Awesome tales of suspense, danger, mystery. Oh, more ghost stories. Between Dell, Gold Key, the painted covers that they were just beautiful. Oh, this has a Gemini capsule on the cover. The most spine-tingling tales of mystery and suspense in or out of this world. This is number 19, 1967. Frank Springer again. And a yabba dabba doo to you too. Flintstones number 3, 1962. Dell Comics. Give me a break. Any Flintstones I get will be the how many Dell Comics there were, and maybe a couple of Gold Key. But they first appeared in Dell Comics. Flintstones. And I remember as a kid, I was about maybe 13, maybe 14. We went to the New York World's Fair. Now, I did not get this book there, but this is it was a season 5 episode, number 18. And Mel Crawford did this. And this is the Flintstones at the New York World's Fair. They get in a time machine, and they wind up at the World's Fair. And people think that they're part of the World's Fair, and they think that the people there are a part of something that's going on in their town. And he goes up to get a dino burger, and the guy's laughing at this. Okay, that'll be 3 rocks. So Fred pulls out, gives him 3 rocks. The Flintstones at the New York World's Fair. And I remember going there, my family, mom, dad, my brothers, and I met Robert Kennedy there, which is very cool. And the best animated movies of all time. Pinocchio. It's a full color number 92, January 1946. Walt Disney's The Wonderful Adventures of Pinocchio. This is a few years after the movie came out. Pinocchio. Jiminy Cricket and Donald Duck. And an earlier one, this is from Oh no, that was the other one. This is at full color number 252 from 1949. Walt Disney's
Pinocchio. Excuse me. I can't believe the deals I got on these books.
I just keep looking.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Stewart. Issue number 1069 from 1959. The FBI story.
A friggin' awesome movie.
And a great TV show.
Showing the World War II along with combat, Rat Patrol.
It was 12 o'clock high.
And they would show actual footage from World War II. And, it was an awesome, awesome TV show.
Robert Lansing was in it. Oh, here we go. Robert Lansing. And the other ones I can't read it. But this 12 o'clock high.
Number 1, 1965, right next to a B-17. There are very few of those still flying. Lost a couple along with the crews, unfortunately, that passed away from crashing. But there's still a couple left flying. They're awesome to see in the air. And the sound that those engines make. Well,
And back into Mordell.
Mordell sounds like a wine, doesn't it?
This is from 1950, full color, number 277. This is not a full color, I don't think. Porky Pig, number 277.
It's Sylvester. Pfeffer and Fuckerpash. Come on. This is probably the longest video I've ever made. I'm sorry.
But I need to get all this stuff.
And early.
Number 182 from 1952. This is Walter Lance's New Funnies with
Woody Woodpecker. And do any of you know who the first voice of Woody Woodpecker was?
Number 182, 1952.
The cover and art is by Dan Grumley. Mel Blanc was the original voice of Woody Woodpecker. The man of 1,000 voices. And that is no exaggeration.
Mordell, 1954. Carl Barks did the first story of this one. And this is number 35.
1954.
And the last one, number 58, 1954. I think Carl did the first one of this one too.
Number 58. And that's it.
I was going to show these, but I want to keep these on the side because these are really, when I pick these up, it's just amazing.
It's not Amazing Spider-Man either. It's an early golden age or something.
So I apologize for making this too long.
That's what she said. But it's October. Time for a little bit of horror. So, until next time, collect what you like and love what you collect. Later.